live on your tablet, phone, and the KUTV app. This is 2 News Live.
Thanks for joining us on 2 News Live. I'm Heidi Hatch. It is Tuesday, September 19th. We are going in depth tonight on a crash in West Valley that sent a student to the hospital, plus the founder of a Utah anti-human trafficking nonprofit organization in court today. We're breaking down what happened there and what happens next. Before we dive in there, a look at what's making headlines today. Police are now looking for a man who hit someone with his truck in West Jordan last night, then took off. It happened near 70th South, 5600 West. Police say he was driving a green 2016 Ford F-150 truck with the license plate number of T672LF. Now, the Utah Taxpayers Association also just releasing a new report today. It shows Utahns paying 2.4% more of their personal income into total taxes than the average U.S. taxpayer. They're now calling on state lawmakers to make Utah a more tax-friendly state for residents and businesses alike. Governor Spencer Cox just co-signed a letter with 25 other Republican governors on the situation at the border. It calls on President Biden to release more data on who is crossing the southern border and where these people are getting relocated. Well, Utah Jazz Team store is opening at the Salt Lake Airport. Now fans from around the world can get their hands on the most recent jazz gear. This is the only other team store in Salt Lake besides the one already at the Delta Center. Well, a Granger High School student has been hit by a car in West Valley City. The student, who has not been identified, is now in the hospital in critical condition. It happened in the area of 3400 West, 3500 South earlier today. Jake Taylor is live in the scene where this happened. And Jake, what do we know about what happened there this afternoon?
Yeah, as you said, he's in critical condition right now. The injuries to this 15-year-old boy, we know there were injuries to his head. Also, police say doctors found significant internal injuries as well. Behind me, you can see these white stripes on the road. These indicate just where that crash occurred. What is of note is police say they're not putting any blame on the driver of the car. They say that the teen was on the side of the road and ran out between two parked cars. That's when they say he was hit by an SUV. They say the driver didn't have time to see the boy, didn't have time to stop. They say the teen wasn't in a crosswalk, and they do not believe that the driver was speeding in any way or doing anything that led to the crash itself.
Right now, do we know if this young man was by himself when he ran across or was maybe leaving at lunchtime with friends?
Yeah, that's something we don't know for sure right now. From the people I've talked to, it hasn't been confirmed by police, but from the people I talked to, it seems to indicate that the boy was on his own. There wasn't a crowd of others around him. And yes, it happened just before noon, so one might think he may have been heading home for lunch from Granger High School, which is just around the corner, a block, maybe a block and a half away from here.
For sure. We'll be keeping tabs on this and wishing him a full recovery. Jake, thank you. Did you get this breaking push alert? We sent it out as soon as we confirmed that the crash happened. If you'd like to get breaking push alerts like this one, download the 2 News mobile app. In other news today, the founder of anti-trafficking group Exitus appeared in court this afternoon, but she'll be back again later this week. Candace Rivera charged now with nearly 3 dozen felonies for fraud, forgery, and also theft. Daniel Woodruff joining us live tonight. And Daniel, when do we expect to have her in court again?
Yeah, she'll be in court again, Heidi, on Thursday morning at 8:30, and that's going to be a discussion about whether or not she's going to get out on bail. We were just down in Provo. We're heading back now, but that's where the court hearings are taking place, originating from at least. It was via WebEx.
Good afternoon. Are you Candace Alexandria Liard? Do you have any assets you could use to retain your own attorney?
The potential penalties she'll face if she's convicted, and she did ask during that brief hearing today for a public defender, which the judge agreed to, Heidi.
So we're seeing a lot of felonies in this case. We're still learning exactly what happened. At this point, do we know if her foundation or group is still operating or if they've ceased at this point?
She basically told the judge today that all of the funds and the organization she's with are tied up in this case. She didn't say flat out whether it was closed or not, but she is accused of using anti-trafficking money for herself. She's also accused of misrepresenting herself as a nurse and as a worker at the United Nations. And so she's facing 31 felony charges against her in connection with all of this. I did talk with someone who worked closely with her since 2020, and he said he's obviously just so disappointed to see the work that they had been doing come to this. He said he feels like Rivera had lied to him and to others, and he's going to be watching this legal process.
Significant charges we're looking at there. Daniel Woodruff live for us tonight. Thank you very much for your insight. We have covered Candace Rivera and her Utah-based anti-human trafficking organization extensively in the past few years. You can find all of our past reporting on our website at KUTV.com. We are in the final days of summer, enjoying some gorgeous sunshine today. Meteorologist Chase Thomason is here to put a little damper on that, and freezes, they're going to come here if you've got a garden.
Okay, so a lot of folks, I think, are a little excited maybe for some sweater weather.
Who are these people?
I don't know, but they're on Facebook because
Yes,
I
they
post
are.
this graphic
And
and they're
they're
like,
like,
yes,
yes.
I can't wait. Trent, our weather producer, he's getting stoked.
Yes, the
because he's
skiers are getting
for
ready.
the ski in the snow. Okay, so we're not going to see our first frost or freeze here in Salt Lake or along the Wasatch Front. However, some colder areas might. Now, I want to put things in perspective. We average our first freeze, Heidi, in about 1 month, October 19th. Today is September 19th, so it would be early.
My
if
garden
we hit
needs a little
32.
bit longer.
You're going to be just fine. Your garden's going to be fine. Now, the earliest it can happen, September 13th back in 1928, but the latest, November 17th, and this happened just a couple years ago.
Ooh, sign me up for that.
We'll see.
Okay, we'll wait and see what happens.
I don't know if I want to see that, but yeah, it's coming. Fall starts on Saturday. Let's get to the forecast. Today, though, it was a really comfortable day. Temperatures, I mean, not too hot, not too cool. Upper 70s, low 80s across much of northern and central Utah. On this Tuesday, St. George stayed below 90, hitting 89 degrees for your daytime high. We've had a little bit of rain out there. We've had pockets of heavier showers, but it's pretty spotty. Still a few sprinkles down towards Utah County, but right now most of the activities in northeastern Utah with these widely scattered showers and a few thunderstorms, so there's a little lightning out there, and across southwestern Wyoming. A little bit of a break, but more showers are developing out in Tooele County and coming out of Nevada, and some of this will be rolling into the Wasatch Front later this evening. So here's the very latest timing as we roll through the next couple hours. Pretty quiet, but by about maybe 8 or 9 o'clock, some of these storms could be rolling into the Wasatch Front. Again, not widespread, so some folks will stay dry. Other folks might get a little bit of rain out there. And then as we head into tonight, by midnight, a few sprinkles, but pretty quiet. Most of those storms will be rolling through southwestern Wyoming, maybe hitting Rock Springs by about midnight. And then all eyes on our fall-like storm that's going to be moving in by the end of the week. And as we head into the weekend, I think it's going to be dry, but we're going to be feeling the leftovers of it as some cooler air filters in, but likely impacting us Thursday night and into Friday. So here's the very latest. Here's tomorrow afternoon. We'll have maybe some spotty storms in the mountains, but the main event, again, isn't until Thursday night. A little bit of rain developing Thursday afternoon across western and northern Utah. Core of the storm pushes into northern Utah. So if you're down in St. George or most of southern Utah, it looks dry. Even portions of central Utah will be quiet Friday morning. Now by Friday morning, we'll have that rain and snow levels will be dropping. Mainly just some light accumulation peaks of the mountains, but there might be some snowflakes mixing in all the way down to about 8,000 feet. That's going to be the base of Snowbird and Alta. Now the storm is going to be racing out of here, but there will likely be some lingering showers Friday afternoon. And again, it's going to get cold. No frost or freeze for the Wasatch Front, but some colder spots up in the mountains. Might see your first freeze. So think about your veggie gardens. You might want to pick some of those veggies. Randolph, Friday night into Saturday morning, 28. Heber, 29 degrees. Manila at 30. This is all below freezing. Park City, 31. Just above freezing, though, in Evanston at 33. 35 in Logan and Vernal in the mid-30s. So there might be some patchy frost. St. George, as I mentioned, no rain for you. You're going to be in the mid-80s. It's going to be a little windy, especially on Thursday. But look at your overnight lows dropping to the 50s. 81 on Friday is your coolest day. The weekend, though, looks fantastic. 84 on the first day of fall. 86 on Sunday. And then we're in the upper 80s by early next week. Here in Salt Lake, we'll call it partly cloudy for tomorrow. Highs near 80 degrees. 70s on Thursday. 60s by Friday and Saturday. And yes, those overnight lows will be chilly. Break out the sweater or jacket. Overnight lows in the 40s this weekend. But again, Heidi, even this weekend, it looks okay. Sunny skies. I know 68 might feel a little cool, but with the sunshine, it's not a bad day. Beautiful on Sunday in the mid-80s, and then the 80s are back. So we're going to be warming back up.
Okay.
Typically, September, we see those ups and those downs as we transition into fall.
We are transitioning. That 45, though, for anyone who's out there for the early morning football games and soccer games.
Woo.
It's cold. It's hard to be a mom watching your kid and cheering them on when it's cold out there.
I know. Get some hot cocoa or a big cup of coffee. You'll need it to warm you up Saturday morning.
All right. We will be ready for it. Thank you very much, Chase. Remember to download our 2 News weather app to know about changes in your own neighborhood. Get updated forecasts on live radar right on your phone. The app is free and easy to download. We want to take a look at what is trending on our website, KUTV.com right now, and taking a look right now at what is trending. A lot of the stories we've been seeing a lot of attention with over the last couple of days. At the top here, Tim Ballard of Our Rescue saying that he's in good standing with the church following a rare public rebuke. That story's been going on for days now. Also, a suspect at large after a critical, apparently intentional auto-ped hit and run in West Jordan. We talked about that earlier in the show. They have a license plate number. We've got all that information online if you think you can find who this person is and help track him down for police. Again, a deadly hit and run. Granger High student also that we've been talking about that was struck by a vehicle in West Valley, also in critical condition. More on Tim Ballard and the Farmington City staff. Elected officials are receiving violent threats after a horse dragging video. If you're upset that a horse was hurt, please do not make comments to the city that you want to hurt them. It's just a bad idea. They're asking people to take a deep breath and let the process play out. All those stories on KUTV.com. Remember, all these stories on the KUTV mobile app as well. You can download it on your Apple App Store. Also on Google Play. We thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. It's a Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday for a minute, but no, it's just Tuesday.
I had to remind you.
Yeah, so it's Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday, but we're savoring these last couple beautiful days of official summer.
Temperatures still, again, a little bit mild for the next few days, but it does get a little bit cooler towards the end of the week. A little taste of fall. And if you haven't been in the mountains yet, those colors are just beginning to change. A little patchy right now, but I think after this cool down, next week, we're going to see a lot of yellow, a lot of orange. All
right, those Sunday drives can commence soon.
That's right.
Well, thanks so much for being with us. We'll be here 5:30 Monday through Friday. We hope you join us again for more in-depth conversations on the topics that impact you and your family. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow, which is actually Wednesday.